Hello, everyone. Welcome to this conversation regarding submitting an offer memo. We want to be able to be very systematized because when we have a good conversation with the listing agent, we sell them on why we are the best as agents, why our client is the best, why our team is the best. We always want to make sure that we follow that up with a great written offer memo because as a listing agent myself, when I get a disaster of an offer memo, it goes to the bottom of the pile. So this is super important. And so let's get right into it. Okay. So obviously, you have the date, you have the property address. You may or may not have the seller information. You can look that up by real tax and then pull the seller's information if possible there. So just including that, elevates you for sure. The buyer's information, price. If it's a cash offer, we put cash next to the offer. Okay. And then regardless of if it's cash or financing, we put 20% deposit, 10% at contract signing, and balance at closing. If it's 5 to 10% deposit, we put the whole thing at contract signing. So we put 10% deposit at contract signing. Okay. If it's more than 10%, you can put 10% at contract signing and then balance at closing. So like it is here. When we say all the standard contingencies, we put that includes mortgage, appraisal, clear title, and you can do attorney review, not necessary. I've seen that on some offer memos. And then inspection for informational purposes only. And if it's a co-op or condo, so it's board approval or condo approval. Okay, so if it's apartment, if it's a co-op approval, board approval rather, and if it's a condo approval. And the standard contingencies again are mortgage, appraisal, clear title, and inspection for information purposes only. Closing on or about 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever you want, whatever you agreed upon. By law in New York, you have an additional 30 days to close. So if it's a 60-day closing on or about, you have an additional 30 days to close by law. Commissions, offer includes 2% to the buyer agent. Make sure you put to the buyer agent just for clarity so there's no miscommunication and you don't get burned. Under notes, we put the buyer has nothing to sell, can close as soon as possible. So anything that you want to convey to make sure that there's no miscommunication from the conversation you had with the listing agent, you want to make sure everything's in writing. So for total clarity, I mean, if the buyer has something to sign, then to sell, then obviously you're going to put contingent on buyer selling their property, which obviously we don't recommend ever to be in that situation. But this is where the note section goes per MLS. We go here. Basically, we also print out the listing agent version of the listing sheet, and then we submit that along with the offer as well. Seller's attorney, you're not going to have that most likely because you're submitting the offer to them first. And then seller's agent, seller's co-listing agent, make sure you put that information down, email and phone number. Buyer attorney information. Even if your buyer is not totally set on their attorney, always put down the attorney information. As a listing agent, we know that you have your ducks in a row. You thought and prepared and planned for everything in advance. So it's another confidence builder when we see that you already have the attorney in place. Obviously, we're going to put our agent information there and then real broker there. If you're on the team, then the buyer's agent, which is you, and then the co-buyer agent would be the team. Okay. And then again, so you're going to submit this offer to you. So you're going to submit this information to the transaction coordinator. The transaction manager is going to put all of this together for you, and then they're going to send it for your approval to make sure that they didn't miss anything. And then they put together everything, and then they're going to make an introduction. They're going to include the lender, if there is one, both attorneys, and all the agents involved in the transaction. They're going to also, we also have a template email that the TC sends out to everyone introducing themselves. So that way everybody stays in the loop, and there's no private conversations happening between attorneys, because the worst thing that could happen is you find out that the deal is blowing up after the deal is blowing up. You want to, if there's any hiccups during the transaction, you want to be able to see that as it's happening, so you can jump in and fix it. Because a lot of the times the attorneys, they're just preparing the paperwork. They haven't been working with our client for the period that we've been working with our client. They can't always save the deal, or they hardly ever try to save the deal. Like, oh, the deal's blowing up, the deal's blowing up. So they're coming in the last, in the 12th hour. It's up to us to make sure that we're staying on top of the transaction, making sure that if there are any red flags, any bumps in the road, that we get involved right away and smooth things out. So remember, please send it to your TC. Let them put this together for you, and happy hunting, and get those offers accepted.